What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast Show. I'm your host, LeBron Stephen, but you can call me LBZ L Boogie. Big Brian B, Ron LB, Bronny, the choice is yours. Welcome to episode 92. We have a very, very special guest. Cleveland native Jayrone Elliott is on the podcast today. He is currently the director of student athlete development at Iowa State University. Grew up in Cleveland, played his high school football at Glenville High School, played his collegiate football at University of Toledo, where he was an all-MAC performer his senior year. He went undrafted in the 2014 NFL draft. He was able to sign an undrafted free agent deal with the Green Bay Packers and parlay that opportunity into a 6-year NFL career. And as I alluded to earlier, now he is the director of student athlete development at Iowa State University. So just sent Jayrone the link, waiting for him to jump on, and we'll talk about the after effect of his career, the transition out, growing up in Cleveland, and so on and so forth.
The stride at the right time. So my hope is.
Yo.
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm good. Hey, man. Appreciate you carving out the time, man. You early. I want to try to get in and out, man. I know you in season, and y'all got a big game coming up, man. How you doing, bro? It's good to see you.
Man, good to see you too, bro.
Yes,
I'm good though. I'm trying to still get this thing situated.
Okay. So yeah, man, my podcast is called the After Effects Show, man. I started it 5 years ago during COVID, so I've been doing it a while. And it's just a platform for us to kind of relive our journey, man, talk about the good times, the bad times, and just try to more so talk about the after effect or the transition out of sports. I feel like most of the guys that have a voice now are guys that like make it or have illustrious careers, man. So this is just another platform for us, Midwest guys to, get our stories out and hopefully push the generation forward.
No, absolutely. That's pretty sweet what you got going on. When I click the link, I see, I think, episode 92. So
yeah.
To get to 90, you know what I mean? To keep going, that's tough, bro.
Yeah, man. It's it hasn't been easy. I just not knowing a lot of things those first couple of years, jumping out too fast, not knowing to only do one episode a week. At one point I was doing 2 episodes a week, and then we're all grown. We got kids, we got families, man. So not being able to book guys or guys in and stuff like that. So it's been a journey, man, but it's just been an authentic journey, bro. So I appreciate you joining.
Already.
All right. So let's dive right into your childhood real quick, man. Looks like you was born in 91. I was born in 89. So just give us a quick synopsis of what it was like for you growing up in the 90s in Cleveland. Did you grow up in Cleveland the whole time, or did you live somewhere else?
No, absolutely. Cleveland through and through. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like you said, born in 91. Grew up on 97 and Huff. My mom, my 3 other siblings, 2 older brothers, my younger sister. Grew up, come from humble beginnings. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Grew up playing in, mini league. Played for the Bulldogs on East 97th Street. We was pretty good until we played the Glenville A's every year. So like the A's just put it on us.
Glenville A's and EC Chiefs used to run it out. Yeah,
they was nice. And then like it was them, the Sims Raiders. So it used to be some good competition. But like all I did, I didn't really play many sports growing up. I just played football for the most part.
Okay.
Started when I was 9.
What middle school did you go to? You went to Patrick Henry?
I bounced around. So I went to Patrick Henry 6th grade, went to FDR 7th grade. Then I went to Forest Hill Parkway 8th grade.
Okay.
And then I wasn't raised in the Glenville community, so like to be around y'all boys, I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that. But like I always felt like a little outsider because I played for the Bulldogs, and then like everybody, in the Glenville, they come up in that realm of like everybody know each other.
That specific area, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I just pick and choose when I can, I know people, like I was fans of everybody, especially whoever was on varsity ball and all that kind of stuff. But playing running back my whole upbringing, running back and cornerback. And then when I got to the Ville, I met Ginn. He like, you go play DN. So naturally, I'm like, okay, let me see who these dogs are. And then it was you. Then I had like Jay New, Davon Coleman transferred in. So
Jamel Martin. Like when I was there, he played DN and like a little bit of linebacker. He ended up playing running back. He ended up playing running back at Ohio State, but man, he was an animal at DN.
Bro, he was like literally one of the best football players I ever seen, though, bro. Like him.
Yes.
him and Jamel Hines, like they were just
Yep.
like two of the best, like naturally, like it don't matter where
Naturally
you put them
gifted.
at. They
Right.
was naturally gifted. But nah, man, it was great to be a part of that community though, just because like, you know, we all was dogs, man, in our own different ways. Everybody
definitely.
own different ways, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. So before we dive into your recruiting and why you chose Toledo, what high school moments stand out to you? In 2010, was that the year y'all made it to state or the game before state, Final Four?
Yeah, we lost the state. Lost the state to Hilliard Davidson. They won
about 1 point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
16-15, lost to them boys, but it was a good game.
Would you say that was your fondest memory or?
Man, definitely like being one of the first inner city teams to make it to states. That was it got a little bad taste because we lost the game, but it was still just it was dope lead up to that whole moment. But I would say just my junior and senior year, like I can't really depict which one was better just from the standpoint of like my junior year, we were so stacked. Like we had like Mike Edwards, T.O.
Yeah, 09 and 10 class. Yeah.
Man, we was crazy. We was crazy. Like we should have won states that year, but we ended up losing. I think we lost to Ignatius in the playoffs.
Okay.
But man, I just want to say just like all the non-conference games was just crazy. You know what I mean? We drove up to PA, played some school, played in tournament there. We went to Indiana, played Warren Central.
Remember that.
Then my senior year, we lost to Ignatius first game. Then we ended up playing them again in the playoffs and end up blowing them out. So, so many different memories. But at the same time, like I think the regional championship, I blocked the kick against Solon, and I think we ended up winning like 28-27 off the block kick. So then we ended up beating Massillon at Akron Stadium. So just to play in the College Stadium, play in the Brown Stadium, just to you know what I mean, coming from Cleveland, coming from inner city, like these are like big things for us. So
for sure,
it was cool. I mean, I enjoyed the ride. Like when people say like it goes by fast, like I'm one of them guys. Like I enjoy every game, every moment.
For sure.
Like
same.
I'm not gonna say I'm the best practice player, but like just the whole like being around the brothers, being the bus rides, like all that stuff, man. That was probably one of my favorite memories. Alongside with the college bus tour and all that kind of stuff too. So.
For sure. Yeah. The bus tour is really like where you get to know guys. Like, I mean, you get to know guys like in the locker room and in school, but you know, the bus tour it's a different environment because you're not in a school environment and you're not in a practice environment. You're like on the bus, you in hotels, you know, you running 40s and everybody's sore, and, you know, so it's definitely like a different type of environment.
Yeah, it's like almost like a shared suffering kind of deal. You know what I mean? Like we all grind, we all trying to get our name out there. So
yeah, and that's the funny part, man. Like you talk about exposure, like you hear that on social media a lot now, like athletes and exposure. And athletes going on a camp tour, like, you know, it sounds good and like to get this exposure for the coaches, but if people don't understand that grind, man, after those first like 3 or 4 camps, your legs like tired, your legs feel like jelly. You know you're not gonna run your best 40, you're not gonna run your best time. But I think we did like 10 to 12 camps. Like, you know what I mean? Like over
we was doubling up days, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Then we got like 4 or 5 hour bus rides. And
exactly. It was a grind, man. It was a grind for sure.
Stopping at Golden Corral, you know what I mean? It was dope.
Every time.
It was a good time, man.
Hey, to this day, I still love Golden Corral. I don't care what level I get to.
Every time I be telling my kids, I'm like, listen, man, y'all understand what this place did for us, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly, man. So talk about recruiting real quick. Like, who was in your top 3? I think for the most part, if you're a Midwest kid, you grew up in Ohio, Pennsylvania, in Indiana, anywhere around that area, you pretty much want to play in the Big Ten or the MAC. So talk about your top 3, and then why did you ultimately choose Toledo, University of Toledo?
No, absolutely. I grew up diehard O-State fan. You know what I mean? A huge Buckeye fan. But one thing I respected from Jim Tressel was on the bus tour and everything. My junior year, he brought some guys up to the office. I told him, like, man, this is my dream school. I want to go here. And he like, to be honest with you, Jay, like, you're a little bit too small for the school, for the position we want you at. And I was heartbroken. At the same time, like, man, he kept it real with me. He was honest with me. You know what I mean? So like from that standpoint, I didn't take no ill will from him. I'm like, cool. Like I'm still gonna root for him. Still die hard.
For sure.
And then so like a few weeks later or whatever, a few months later, basketball season ended, and I got my first scholarship from Michigan State. Michigan State and Toledo both offered me on the same day.
Wow.
And man, I like Pat Narduzzi. He was recruiting me from Michigan State. I had a really good connection with him. So Michigan State was one of my top schools. At that time, Toledo really wasn't one of my top schools. They offered me first. but I always, like you said, like I always wanted to go to a Big Ten school or whatnot. So once I got that Michigan State offer, like offers started rolling in. Like I had like Tennessee, South Carolina, Cincinnati, Miami, Florida, Louisville, Indiana. Iowa used to send me mail, but they ain't never really sent no offer or nothing like that. But
right.
So I had a bunch of big schools. And for me, it was just like I wanted to go play for a coach I trusted. You know what I mean? Somebody like to be a part of a family. Toledo always, like from day one, it was always there. The coach staff was great. And after a while, I'm just like, man, like my grades wasn't where they needed to be at. So Toledo just kept saying, like, man, just give us a chance. So I built like a kind of rapport with the coach staff. So like I would say my final three probably came down to Michigan State, Bowling Green, and Toledo, because I had just great connections with Pat Narduzzi was my recruiting coordinator from Michigan State. They kind of scared me away at the time. I was like 210, and the D-line coach was like, man, I want to get you to 290. And I'm like, man, I'm not putting on no 80 pounds, man. I'm not doing that. So looking back at it, like I kind of wish I would have been a little bit more serious about that, because just from the standpoint of like they had a different vision for me. But I don't regret it at all, because like I ended up choosing Toledo, great coach staff, kind of like how I ended up at Iowa State because of the head coach Matt Campbell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got presented his opportunity here at Iowa State. So but yeah, he's just a great guy. Still got some of the guys from that staff. My D-line coach, Eli Rashid, as well. So
nice.
It was more so about the family. Then we had about 4 or 5 Toledo guys. I mean, Glenville guys there. You know, T.O. was the quarterback at the time.
Yeah, T.O. was there.
Then me and James Gordon was in the same class. Tony Foster was running back. We had a little Tank Sturdivant.
Yeah,
he came the next year. So we was building we had a little pipeline going, you know what I mean? A little pipeline.
Yeah. So. I always call them like mini pipelines, because at one point Ohio State had like 7 or 8 guys. At one point it was like 5 of us at Iowa at the same time, Arvell, Tweet, Derek Smith, me, Bruce Davis, and Willie Lowe. Like it was 5 of us at one time.
Hey, Willie and Belly, dog, man. Like, I used to love watching them boys play. Dog.
Yeah.
Like, all y'all boys.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know, but for a while, Willie had like the 40-yard dash record at Iowa. Like time, I think he ran like a 4.33 electric time.
Yeah.
Will was fast as hell.
So I graduated with his younger brother at GA. So we always been stay locked in and all that kind of jazz. But like, you know, was Belly older than you?
Yeah, Vail was 1 year older than me. Yeah. So he like when I went on my official visit, Vail was my host.
Okay,
at Iowa. Yeah.
So
I mean, but basically him and Tweet, like Vail was my official host, but Derek Smith, Tweet, like they both hosted me. Like I hung out with both of them.
Yeah. Winston was my host at BG when I went out there. And stuff like that.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Every time once in a while, I'm like, I gotta link up with my guys and everything.
Of course.
He was damn near one of the reasons I almost committed, because of Winston showed me a good time out there.
Right. BG. Yeah. Winston was there. So yeah, man, like I say, it was a lot of mini pipelines coming out the Ville, man. But talk about, since you chose University of Toledo, so talk about your transition. What was the transition going from, the Ville to Toledo? And then I know you made All MAC your senior year. So let's talk about the transition from high school to college. What were some of the hardest things you went through? And then any collegiate moments that stood out?
Yeah, absolutely. Coming from Glenville, Coach Ginn, he had his hands on us all parts of the year. Like, you know what I mean? Like from making sure we're going to class, making sure we're doing other sports, making sure we got food on our place on the weekends, stuff like that. So he was like that father figure that we all needed in a sense. And like leaving him was hard, but at the same time, like going to Toledo with Coach Campbell, it was like the same thing. I'm going to another coach that really care about you off the field, more so than off the field. Like we don't really talk about ball. We ain't talk about X's and O's and like the NFL and all that stuff. It was just like, how can we help you develop, become a man? How can we help you become a great father, great husband, all this kind of stuff. So that was really big for me. But at the same time, when I got to Toledo, I had a little bit of, not arrogance, but like I kind of felt like I didn't belong there because of like all the offers I had. So it was like real humbling when I first got there, just to see like, yo, you got to put in work wherever you go. So I struggled that summer with like just putting on weight, finishing drills, like finishing the workouts and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of like I didn't really have the momentum I wanted to head into my freshman year. So I ended up playing a little bit. I played like probably 6 games or whatever, had a few tackles or whatnot. So it was just, for me, it was just like just learning how to be a college player. First time on my own. First time, trying to manage money, trying to handle school, handle classes.
Right. You on your own. Got to go to class, got to go to workouts. Yeah, the lifestyle. Like,
you know what I mean? So I struggled a little bit, but
Okay.
we ended up playing like we had a few ranked games and all that kind of stuff. So at the time, you know, my girlfriend at the time, she ended up transferring to Cincinnati. So one of my favorite games was when Cincinnati came to Toledo, they was ranked like 18th. So we ended up upsetting them, and I was happy to beat my girls' school at the time. You know, I had some homeboys down there and stuff like that.
Right.
And
I
then
think
come
that
from
was when
small,
like Shaq Washington was at Cincinnati, right?
yeah, Shaq was that
Okay.
boy. Shaq little bro, man. He a legend out there. And
Yeah, Cincinnati. Yeah, I know.
so yeah, it was crazy. So like whenever I used to go to Cincinnati to see my girl, I sleep on Shaq couch. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
so Shaq good people. Like that's fam for real.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I played with his older brother. His older brother, Jovan Washington, was class of
Joe
08.
transferred in.
Class of 08. Yeah.
He transferred in. So he was a senior when my first year on varsity. I was riding the bench, but like he was there.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
I think him, Davon, and like Dewey transferred in or something like that year.
Okay.
But far as college, I mean, man, well, we had a bowl win against Air Force down in DC.
Okay.
I ended up making like the game winning tackle. They tried to go for two. I ended up tackling them. They probably had like 40 seconds left, and we ended up winning like 42-41 in the bowl game. So that was real special.
Right.
And then just my senior year, just finally putting it all together, getting some weight on, learn how to be a pro, how to be a captain, all that kind of stuff. So
your senior year, what was you weighing at?
I was playing at 245.
245? Nice.
But up previous 3 years, I was 215, 220.
So you went in there at 210 and you left 245.
245. But I put on like 20 pounds that senior offseason. And that, bro, the whole game slowed down for me. It changed everything. Like I was like, man, I should have been did this, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I like playing that between like 245 and 250 because when I got to college, I was 220. And they wanted me to get up to like 260. I think the biggest I ever got was like 258, but I didn't like how I felt. So I felt my quickest and my most explosive between like 245 and 250. But I know you were a little taller than me, so your frame like a little thinner than mine. But yeah, I always thought that was a good weight for you. Was you the same weight when you was with the Packers too, or would you like
I
got
was
over 250?
About 250, 255.
Okay.
But they didn't know, like they didn't know if I was like a tweener. You know what I mean? I was a defensive end, outside backer. So it depended on, like I had the Saints and Giants, they were in a 4-3. They wanted me to be 260, 265. And the Packers was 3-4. They wanted me to be outside backer, 250, 255.
Right.
And what was crazy is like none of it mattered. Like when I got there, I was a special teams guy. So like when I figured out, like, all I'm doing is running. I'm running on kickoff return, punt return.
Punt return, right.
I'm like, man, I'm not going to be carrying on this weight.
And you might get you may get like 5 to 8 snaps. You know what I mean? Maybe 10 at the most. Like, you know.
At the most, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My rookie year, I was behind Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews. Then we had two first round picks. We had Nick Perry. He was like 2-3 years in.
I remember Nick Perry from USC. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had they had drafted my boy Carl from Arizona State. He was 4th round. So like I had guys in front of me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I ain't gonna see this field. So let me just figure out. Let me get on this. Let me get on this kickoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that special teams. And that's a perfect segue, man. After your senior year, you had a great year, captain, all MAC. You go undrafted in the 2014 NFL draft. So just quickly talk about, were you hearing anything? Did you think you were going to be a late rounder, or did you kind of already know that undrafted free agent that was going to be your route?
Yeah. I heard about going undrafted, but I wasn't trying to hear it for real. So I was like, my agent telling me like, yo, like don't even watch the draft. Like we go play this thing out. We get some calls afterward. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, like I had a good pro day. My film great. Like I ain't trying to hear none of that stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man, and I got to be straight up with you. Like I had known you and had met you when you was in 8th grade. I was rooting for you. Like once I saw how you had balled and saw your numbers at the University of Toledo, like I'm like, man, there's no way 6'3", 250, 255, like, you know, athletic, explosive. I'm like, there's no way you ain't at least a late round pick. So even I was surprised, you know, when you didn't get picked up. So how did you feel in that moment?
It was more so I was just learning the game from the standpoint of like, so the draft was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the Thursday morning is only the first round that day. The Cowboys called me like, hey, we got three 5th round picks. We taking at least one of them are for you, if not sooner. So I'm just like, man, my agent telling me I'm not gonna get drafted. Then the Cowboys telling me they got 3 fifth-round picks. So I'm like, I'm definitely gonna listen to the Cowboys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you ain't know who to believe.
So, you know what I mean? So I watched the draft, and the first round pick, they drafted DeMarcus Lawrence from Boise State. And I'm like, damn, like they ain't gonna take 2 DNs, you know what I mean? So I'm like, it's probably a wrap from the Cowboys or whatever. So the next day come, I'm getting a few calls from like the Packers, the Giants or whatnot. And then the third day was like 4th round through 7th round. So at this time, like, okay, like now I'm gonna have a draft party. I got all my family together and all this kind of stuff. So, and then mind you, the Packers been calling, the Cowboys called, the not the Steelers, the Saints called, the Giants. So I'm getting some traction. So I'm like, cool, somebody will call me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, I'm watching that draft, and it got to about 6th round. And I don't hear nothing. So I end up crying. I'm bawling my eyes out and everything. I got everybody downstairs in the living room. So I go upstairs, my brother's room. I'm just crying, and I'm just like, man, it's even a blessing just to be in this position. So like, you know what I mean? I come back downstairs, and then my agent called me like, hey, they're starting the 7th round. So in my eyes, I don't want you to get drafted because now we can pick where you know what I mean? We could pick where you want to go. So now at that point, I'm praying that I don't get drafted.
Right.
And Christian Bryant, CB, ended up getting drafted. So, you know, I was happy for CB. CB probably went 7th round to the Rams.
He went to the Rams. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So we was I'm on the phone with him. I was happy for him and all that kind of stuff. So after the draft ended, your phone started blowing up. Like, you know, the Giants like, hey, we got $15,000 signing bonus for you to come here. The Saints like, we got a $10,000 signing bonus. And then the Packers like, we only give our free agents $5,000. So you either come, you either take it or leave it.
Right.
So
leave it.
My agent like, well, the Packers got the highest success rate of like keeping undrafted free agents.
Yes, they do.
And he's like, they already got a lot of money tied up into that outside back room, so they'll take a cheap contract like yourself. So I'm like, cool, let me go to Green Bay. And mind you, I mean, to rewind a little bit, I went on a top 30 visit to the Packers. So I went there for like 2 days. I mean, it was like 2 days, and I met the coaches, met the staff, got to see Lambeau and all that kind of stuff. But like, honestly, before that, I didn't even know where Wisconsin was on the map. You know what I mean? I didn't know where the Packers was at. So I'm just like, I used to watch them growing up, but like I didn't know where none of this stuff was at. So it was cool to go through that.
Yeah.
So kind of like back to the college recruiting days, I had like some familiarity with the coaches and the staff. So I'm like, man, they ain't have to fly me out for the top 30. So let me roll with these boys. And then I ended up just falling in love with it.
Yeah. I think the Packers was the only, like they flew me out for a workout. Like obviously I went undrafted in 2012, but I didn't hear nothing as far as undrafted free agent until like mid-season. Clay Matthews had got hurt. And then I heard from Elliott Wolf. He was the director of player personnel.
I think he with the Patriots now. GM over there now.
Yeah, but at the time he was with the Packers, and so they flew me out like mid-season, worked me out. At the time, Mike Daniels was there, Brian Balaga,
Big B, Mike D,
Big B. Yeah. They was at IO with me. So you know we felt good about it, especially like you said. The Packers had a good track record of signing some undrafted free agents if you went there and balled out. But yeah, nothing ever happened. I actually played for the arena football team there across the street, the Green Bay Blizzard. So
I used to go to the games.
I knew about Wisconsin because it was right next to Iowa, and obviously, you know, watching Wisconsin growing up, watching like Ron Dane and all of that. But I was in Green Bay for about 6 months. I played that whole season in 2013, so that was probably right before you came there. But Green Bay, it reminded me kind of like a college town, but obviously, like, you know, the Packers were like everything there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like just getting there, because like you got a sense of it at Iowa. You know what I mean? Y'all had a big campus, big school. Like y'all had a nice crowd. You know, sellout games and all that kind of stuff. But like at Toledo, it was only like a few games where we had like sold out crowds or even huge crowds. And then at the same time, like they were still leaving at halftime. You know what I mean? So like, but when I got to Green Bay, it was just smooth. Like it was like you said, they love everybody, and like it ain't a lot of 6'3" black dudes walking around Green Bay. So like they know I play for them. So
right. It's very like community driven for sure.
Yeah. And what's crazy is my boy Micah Hyde, man. He's one of my favorite players, athletes, people of all time. Like
Micah's that dude.
Man,
Did he come out your draft? or
Nah, he
the
was
year
year
before?
before.
2013. Okay.
But he
He from Ohio. He from
Fostoria.
Fostoria. Yeah.
So I was like, man, we got so cool. That's like big bro.
Yeah,
So like
it was the same way when he came to Iowa. Like as soon as I heard that he was from Ohio, I had never heard of Fostoria. So he like
never.
yeah, he had told me like where it's at. And I think it was like 90 minutes from Cleveland.
Yep.
But yeah, me and him like gravitated like immediately. Like all of us Ohio boys, like at Iowa, like we stuck together. So if you was from Ohio, like you couldn't do no wrong.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
Mike was my dude, man. Shout out to him. He just retired, man.
What about was
had a
CK
hell of a
there?
career.
You play with CK?
Yeah, Christian Kirksey.
That's my dog too.
Yeah. Like, and I still talk to him to this day. Like, I know a young CK. Like y'all know the older, like once he became like a top tier linebacker. But I know the young Christian Kirksey. Like, I think he was a freshman my junior year, and then my senior year, he was on special teams, and then he ended up starting his sophomore year. But he was kind of like he was super light. He probably weighed as much as you, like 210.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to like play blocks. Like, I mean, none of us really, none of us knew how to play box and all that. But he developed really fast, and then like his third and fourth year, like he ended up being like a hell of a player. But yeah, I play with a young CK. So
yeah.
Anthony Hitchens, like a lot of those guys was young.
Man, I forgot about Hitch.
Hitch. Micah Hyde was. I mean, Micah was already balling. Like he came in pretty much balling. Like
yeah,
so he was already balling. But yeah, man. So like, I guess talk about your transitions to the league. Like you already kind of alluded to you being a special teams guy, kickoff, kick return, punt return. But man, just talk about sharing the linebacker room with Hall of Famers, man. Julius Peppers. Like, man, I was just watching him on YouTube a couple weeks ago. Like he was probably. Like Barry Sanders was my favorite NFL player growing up in the 90s, but like college, like seeing him go crazy at North Carolina, Andy Hoop. I mean, he was a specimen. You know what I mean? So to talk about, hold on, where we at? Okay, yeah. So like, talk about sharing the linebacker room with him. What did you learn? Just being with him on a daily, and then also, being with Clay Matthews. I think he had a Hall of Fame career. Ain't no telling when he'll get in, but
yeah,
being able to be a sponge from those guys, like, what was that like?
Man, no, I definitely think Clay should be in the Hall. Like he one of those guys. Like he changed the culture. He just an impactful player. Like no matter if he getting stats or not, like you still got to account for 5'2" wherever he was at.
Oh, for sure.
But nah, man, it was great. It was great. Like for me, it was like a blessing and a curse. Because at the same time, like I remember our first meeting together with everybody in the room, and our coach coming there. He's like, man, I can't teach y'all anything. He's like, y'all are already Hall of Famers in y'all own right. And he's like, so for me, he's like, I'm here to just, what I mean, we go. I'm gonna coach y'all as hard as I can, but at the same time, I'm not here to teach y'all nothing new that y'all already don't know.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, like as a rookie, like
was that Kevin Green still?
Kevin Green had just left.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But we had Winston Moss.
Okay.
He played in the league, and then he was the inside backer coach. So he was there when AJ Hawk was dominating. So then he moved to outside backer. Then they hired a younger LB coach.
Okay.
But no, it was cool from like just different personalities in a sense because, like you said, like I had that 6'3", 210 frame. So like I used to always get a bunch of like Julius Peppers comparisons from the media and stuff like that. So, but Clay Matthews was always my favorite player. Like I just liked the way he played with like reckless abandon. Like he was just flying around. Like he wherever he's at, he go make a play. And then he had the hair and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But so like Clay had the green light to do anything. Like he can go inside, he can rush, he can bull, he can spin. And then Pep would just like outsmart you. Like, okay, I know on second and long, they're gonna probably run this play action pass here. So I'm playing the pass. And then on the way to the pass, I'm gonna play the run. So it was like different mentalities. And then like we had like Mike Neal. Mike Neal went to Purdue.
I'm hip to Mike Neal.
So it was just like I had a bunch of vets, and I was like the only young guy in the room, and undrafted. So like I'm just soaking up everything, like just like from notes, whatever they taught, like from the way they practiced. Like I was a sponge, and then for me to just play with my idol and Clay Matthews, I wasn't like no fanboy. You know what I mean? I'm a fanboy, but like I'm still just like, man, like I'm really thankful that I get to, you know what I mean, share the room with this guy. So and he was cool. Like he wasn't like some guys be trying to big time you, but like Clay was just like. He was one of them guys, man. Like
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
like he want to have a good time, and
Right.
and if things ain't smooth, he go call it how it is.
Right.
And
Right.
like Pep didn't really talk though. Pep was like
Pep was quiet.
quiet. Like you
Yeah.
talk to him 1-on-1, like because we used to always play 2K. You know what I mean? So any road game, he was like, "Yo, Jay, come to the room." We playing 2K and all this kind of stuff. So like he was cool like on the 1-on-1 side, but like in the group
Yeah.
setting, Pep ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. But
Nice.
he good people though. Even to this day, we
Yeah.
still stay in contact and everything.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Clay Matthews. I mean, I used to love watching him, man. It's just like you said, like he had the full arsenal. Like he'd bull you, he'd hit you with the hands, he'd come low shoulder, he'd come spin inside. I think I may have seen him spin outside. I seen Julius Pepper spin inside, never outside though, but he was mainly hands or like, work to that third, get to that shoulder and get that shoulder down.
Man, it was.
But I used to love watching all y'all. Like, and still to this day, it's definitely a passion of mine. Just watching, all the upcoming pass rushers and just DNs and edge guys in general, man. I love watching all of y'all.
No, it's crazy because like for me, I don't necessarily think I had no bag. Like for me, I used to just be out there like, man, like I love my get off, I love my speed rush,
Right.
but that's my bread and butter. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I never really developed like no counter move or like a arsenal of moves, but like the moves I did have, they just worked. You know what I mean? So like I
Right.
kind of like wish I would have took a little bit more time to develop a little bit more, but I was so enamored, like man, like because playing behind those guys, you don't know how many snaps you're gonna get. You know what I mean?
Right. You
So
never know. Exactly.
I'm like, listen, when I get in there, I got to go to my bread and butter. I don't got time to set you up for no bull. I got to get to it. So
Right.
that kind of like stunted my growth a little bit, and it was a little bit more so like the immaturity on my side. Like in the off season, I'm coming back home to the Ville. I'm trying to see family, everything, instead of like really going to perfect my craft like I could have been. But at the same time, like I was still like working my butt off. You know what I mean?
Same time, right.
But it was great, man. Like people don't realize, like people really like to be great, you really got to sacrifice a lot. Like you got to sacrifice a lot. You know what I mean? So like people just think people just like naturally gifted, or like some people are gifted, but at the same time, you still got to put that work in. You still got to be smart. You got to know what the offense trying to do to you.
Right.
You got to know if you're finna get chipped. You know what I mean? You got to stay healthy. You got to take care of your body. So
Right.
Now that's
It's a lot that go into it.
I played with some guys though, man. I played with Cam Jordan at his apex in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, it's some with the Saints.
He used to just overwhelm you. Like he was nice.
Yeah.
And then like
still nice.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's still going. I think he got like 120 plus.
Yeah, he up there.
Or something like that.
He up there.
Crazy.
He up there, man. Yeah, he always been a dog.
Yeah, man.
So talk about like what was the one moment to you that stood out in your NFL career? I looked it up: 70 tackles, 5 sacks, man. Anytime you able to parlay an undrafted free agent signing into a 6-year NFL career, man, like you said, it's a massive blessing, man. Like what NFL moment stood out to you?
Man, there's a few of them. Like so, my freshman, my rookie year, when I tell you that our OLB room was stacked, it was 9 guys. I was probably number 9 on the list. You know what I mean? We had Andy Malumba. He was undrafted from Eastern Michigan a year before, but he was nice.
Yeah.
They drafted Carl Bradford. He was 4th rounder. They drafted Nate Palmer. I think he was like 4th or 5th rounder. They signed my boy Adrian Hubbard from Alabama. So like we got all these dogs in the room, and we all just like chomping at the bits to get in there. And first preseason game, I don't see the field till like 2 minutes left. Imagine we in Tennessee, it's storming the whole game, it's raining. I get in the game, bro. I can hear like the mush in my cleats, like the little squishy. My feet so soaked,
all water.
So I'm like, man, I ain't about to do nothing. So I get in there. This was like Taylor Lewan first game. So I'm going against Taylor Lewan. He kind of like stuffed me first play. And then like they kind of like ran the clock out. So on the flight home, I'm talking to our player engagement guy named Rob Davis. And I can't even get my words out. I'm crying and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm like, how am I supposed to make the team? Y'all ain't giving me no reps. You know what I mean? Like I'm literally I would do anything to make the squad. You know what I mean? I'm busting my butt on special teams, everything.
Right.
And he just kept saying like, man, just stay patient, man. You got to wait your turn, stay patient. Then the next week, I get in, same things, 2-minute drill left. We playing the Saints. I mean, we playing the Rams going against Christian. Christian, you know, he just got drafted. So I'm hyped to play against, you know, my brother or whatnot. So,
of course.
Bro, when I tell you I get 3 sacks and 4 plays, we going We
I think
going
I remember that.
crazy.
I
You know what
think
I
I was
mean?
watching that. Yeah.
3 sacks. So I was like, man, like I couldn't even believe it, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that happened. Then the next week we played. We got our first home game. I get another sack, and like 2 plays, I get a sack. They take me out the game. So I'm talking. I go up to the sideline. I'm like, I'm not talking to Clay. I'm like, damn, Clay. I'm like, because I had blue coverage to play before. Like I was at OLB. I had the running back. He ran like a arrow, but he turned into a wheel route.
Okay.
But I only checked the arrow, so he turned that wheel. He wide open.
You ain't go with him. Yeah.
I ain't go with him. So he ended up he dropped the pass or whatever. Then the next play I get a sack. So then I come out the game. So I'm thinking they taking me out because I blew the coverage. So I'm like, I come over there. I'm like, damn. I'm like, Clay. I'm like, what's good? I'm like, man, why they taking me out the game? And he like, bro, if anything, they taking you out. That's a good thing. They trying to hide you from other teams seeing you. And I'm like, I hear you, Clay. I'm like, you already got your bag though. But I'm like, I'm on this undrafted girl. I'm like, man. So the next week, the last preseason game, don't no starters play.
Yeah. So you played a lot.
I didn't start the game. I come in at first, third down. It's probably like the third or fourth play of the game. I get a sack on Chase Daniel. Chase Daniel was like, he like the all-time backup quarterback of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get
like 14 years.
You know what I mean? I get a sack on him. Boom, they take me out the game. So I was like, man, like I got the sack. So I'm feeling good, but I'm like, man, I ain't really played a lot. Come cut day, I don't get no phone call. Man, I was turned up, man. That was like one of the best feelings though. Like it was kind of bittersweet though, because a lot of my boys got cut. But like when I didn't get that call, I'm just like, man, like I made the team. So like that was one of my best memories, like making that first team. Yeah. And then like
and so like after you made the first team, those next 3 or 4 years, like did you feel like you was a lot to make it because you had made plays on special teams and had got sacks, or every year you legit felt like, man, I have to fight and scratch and try to make this team?
Yeah, I wasn't as desperate as I was the first year, but I still had that mentality in the back of my mind. Like, man, like I came on the scene with 5 sacks in 3 games. So I'm like, how can I get better from that? You know what I mean? How can I show that these guys I've been putting in the work and everything? So like the next year, I think I came back, I had 3 sacks in the preseason. Mm-hmm. Then I made the team. So I'm like, cool. Then my third year, I think I only had 1 sack. So I'm like, man, like I gotta figure out. Mind you, I'm not playing as much, but I'm still like, my production ain't where I need to be at. And from my standpoint, you know what I mean? Like they don't tell you anything. So I'm holding myself accountable. I'm like, man, I gotta, you know what I mean, be more accountable. I'm playing more special teams, but I can't like let that be a reason why I'm not producing on the defensive side. So it was still a lot, but I ended up getting my second contract for the Packers. And then I'm like, I felt like I made it, but then I didn't, because I'm like, man, like you just never know. So I ended up making the team.
You never know.
I ended up making the team my 4th year. The cut day was Saturday. I made the team Saturday. Sunday, I get traded to the Cowboys.
Okay, yeah.
So you know what I mean? So it's like I made it, but then I didn't make it. So I was like, it was kind of bittersweet for real. But like, so that was my first real time seeing the business side of the game, and I was heartbroken. I was crushed, bro.
Yeah, because you had been in Green Bay, what, 4 years?
Yeah, At this time, I had just had my second son, so he was born in Green Bay. So I'm just like, man, one of my kids in daycare.
Yeah,
and it was just like,
I know that's a lot.
We got to just pack up and leave. You know, my girl, she my wife now, but my wife, she didn't get a chance. Like the Packers called me at 2, like, hey, we just traded you to the Cowboys. Blah blah blah. It's actually my wife's birthday, so we was going to a little boat party for her, and like we just traded to the Cowboys. Thank you for everything you've done. Like we crazy. You always been great in the community. We love you, and if you need anything, like let us know. And I'm thinking I'm waiting on them to like laugh or joke, whatever.
Right.
Nothing.
Thought you was being punked.
You know what I mean? So then like 30 minutes later, the Cowboys called me like, hey, we need to get you on a flight at 6 p.m. It's like 3 o'clock. And I'm like, it's my wife's birthday.
Same day.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I just can't. One, I can't even fathom that I just got traded.
Right.
And then I'm like, I can't make that. I'm like, I got kids in school and everything here. So they're like, well, we can give you to 6 a.m. the next day. And then that's about it. So we end up going home, packing up some stuff. I end up packing a bag. I'm flying to Dallas and they're playing that week 1 against the Giants. And then like 2 weeks later, they moved my family down. So it was hard though. It was tough.
I know that transition was a lot. And then I remember your last year, You had that pick six or like a strip sack fumble with Pittsburgh in the preseason for a touchdown. I just knew you was gonna make that team, but they ended up letting you go. So,
bro, it was crazy. So they signed me. They signed me. They signed me like a week before. They signed me on a Friday. We had a game Saturday against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Fly to Tennessee. I probably get in like 3 or 4 plays. 3 or 4 days later, that's when we go to Carolina, and that's that last preseason game that nobody really play. So like I think like my second play in the game, I get the strip sack, take it like 90 yards to the crib.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
I remember seeing that.
I'm like, man, like in my mind, I'm like, man, I don't know if this is enough for me to make the team, but I'm still like, I'm like, put me back in, coach. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to play.
That should have been enough for you to make it.
Still, next day I get cut again. So I was like, man, like it was crucial. But they ended up bringing me back like 2 weeks later, so it kind of ended up working out.
Okay.
I didn't make the original team, but I made it though.
Right. Okay. I got 2 more questions for you. I know we're running out of time. Talk about, man, the day you knew that football was over, or the day that you decided to retire. What, like, was it a day? Was it a specific day, or was it a transition? Like, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I remember. So I was in Pittsburgh.
It was a lot for me. But I know it's a lot for everybody. And, and it happened for me. Like, I was way younger when I was like, man, it's over with.
It definitely hurt though. It definitely like it's like it's almost like the death or something, because like, man, that's like who I am. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But we was in Pittsburgh, and mind you, my career in Pittsburgh, like I love Pittsburgh. Like if I would have started in Pittsburgh, I probably would have played 10 years there. You know what I mean? Like it was just a great culture, great city and everything. And it's weird,
Mike Tomlin was great.
Mike Tomlin, that dude, but coming from Cleveland, like we ain't really vibe with Pittsburgh like that. You know what I mean? That Browns Pittsburgh rivalry, one of them ones.
Oh yeah, one of them ones, right.
So I get there, I end up loving it though, but one day we doing individual drills. It's probably like
what linebackers was there that year when you was there?
Man, so we had TJ Watt.
Okay, TJ Watt was there. Yeah.
Bud Dupree. They had just drafted Alex Highsmith. He was a dog. He was killing people. Then they had my boy Ola Adeni.
Mm-hmm.
He's from
TJ Watt, man. Still
he played at Toledo with me. Then inside we had Vince Williams. We had signed Mark Barron. I think that's his name, from Bama.
Yeah, from Bama. Yeah.
Yeah. And then who else we had? We had little Marcus Allen from Penn State. We had a bunch of like young guys in there, but then we had some dogs for real.
Yeah.
So we doing angle tackle drill. You know what I mean? Every Friday we do angle tackle drill, helmets, you know what I mean, just working on open field tackling or whatever. But like all we gotta do is really run 45-degree, full speed, tap his hip, break down. And one day, I just remember I couldn't break down. Like my brakes weren't there no more. And I was like, no. And for me,
how old was you at the time? You was,
man, I was like 28.
27? Okay, 28. Okay.
28, 29.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, my brakes go. I'm not finna be one of them guys holding on, like trying to. If I ain't got it, I ain't got it. You know what I mean?
Right. So that day is when you was like, ooh,
that's when
it started feeling a little different. Like, ooh, hold on.
It's soon. It's coming soon. You know what I
mean? Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like it was an easy transition for you. Like, I mean, like you felt it in your body, like, oh, hold on, this might be my last year. This might be it. But like, after the season, you was good with finding the next thing, or was that transition hard?
It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. Like, from a physicality standpoint, I felt like I could have like went to a different trainer to like work on my my brakes and my acceleration, deceleration, like open field, all that kind of stuff. But from that year, we ended up going to the playoffs. We lost to the Browns in the first round.
I remember
but that same day we lost to the Browns, my son was back in Dallas, and he had a basketball game that morning, and I'm like, man, I'm in the playoffs against my hometown, all this kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? We started that season 11-0. We ended up like having a few losses, but we felt like we had a good team in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I'm missing my son's first basketball game, and I'm like, man, I'm not finna be one of those dads. I'm not going. I gotta be there.
Right.
I'm like, no matter what. So I'm like, if I can't move my family with me, and like y'all can't give me no guaranteed money, I'm done. So like, from that standpoint, it made it easier for me to like walk away from the game.
Right.
But
right.
I didn't really have a plan of like, okay, I'm about to
What you gonna
transition
do
to
next?
this, that.
Yeah.
So like I probably took like 6 months off just so I could be back home, be around. I enjoy taking my kids to school, like
Yeah,
working out,
all the daily things. Yeah.
helping my wife out, like whatever she needs, like just helping out. I like being a part of something. Like I ain't one of those dads who just throw money or just. And I'm not here to like downplay nobody what they do, but like for me, like I'm not going to just let money do that for me. So like I wanted to be involved.
Right.
And I did that for like 6 months. And then after a while, I'm like, okay, like when football come back around, now it's like, now that's when my heart beating. Like I don't know what's next. I still want to play. But it wasn't like, it didn't align with my values of like, I don't have no guaranteed money. So I can't be away from my kids no more.
Right.
So I kind of struggled. So then that's when I started getting into coaching. I ended up like creating my own LLC with like, I started a bunch of like flag football teams, youth tackle teams,
And then that
basketball
was in
teams.
Frisco, Texas, right?
Out in Frisco, yep.
Okay.
So I was out there coaching, training kids, and that was filling that void for me. So I did that for 3-4 years.
3-4 years, yeah. And then what made you transition into the NFL role that you was in? NFL Legends team member. You worked in the event planning and alumni mentorship?
Yep.
Okay.
So I ended up I was doing it. That's what I was doing in Dallas for free. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I wanted to be around the game, and at the same time, like my boys started getting older. So I'm like, man, like how long am I? Like I enjoy it. I loved every kid I coached, trained, mentor. Like it was like one of the best feelings in the world. It's not even a job. It was like one of the best things in the world for me.
Right.
But at the same time, like man, like my kids getting older. What kind of like legacy do I want to leave? So the NFL called me and was like, hey man, like how would you feel about moving to New York to come work at NFL headquarters? And I'm just sitting there thinking like, damn, like I ain't never really been to New York, like to work for the NFL.
Right.
Let me just take a chance. So I talking to my wife and we just sat down. She's like, man, I think you should take it. It's a small sacrifice and you never know what can lead from it.
Right.
And yeah, I ended up moving to New York and working there for like 4 months. And it was dope, man, just being around the game. So we ended up going to the Pro Bowl, the Super Bowl, the Combine, the draft, like helping out all these events. And then like for me, my job was to like, I was doing everything. Operations, like as a player, athlete, we so used to just showing up and everything's done. Like, you know what I mean? But like seeing like how to, you know,
the behind the scenes, the daily operations,
bro, everything.
Yeah.
So I'm
how
like,
everything gets set up and get done.
I'm sitting in these meetings and they like, Jay, like, why are you so fascinated? I'm like, y'all don't understand. Like, this is all new to me. Like this is like, I got so much appreciation for you guys, for what you got, for like everybody, what y'all do behind the scenes, because we don't know what goes on. We just so used to, hey, you gotta be here this time, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But like to see like, we've been planning this for months, and then just to see it see that vision come to life was like was dope. So yeah, I did that for 4 months, and then the Iowa State player development job opened up. My guy Justice, who was in his role previously before me, he ended up getting a job with the Jets, and I seen it open, and so I ended up calling and applying for it, and I played for Coach Campbell and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of worked out. I went through the interview process, and they was actually interviewing a few other guys from New York as well. So it was cool, man. It was. I feel like everything worked out for a reason. I do miss. Every day I miss my kids back in Frisco. All my kids I coach, mentor, like watching these boys grow up has been definitely tough. But I still stay connected with them as much as I can.
And I know the role you're in now is new, but did it kind of feel like a full circle moment? Obviously being coached by Matt Campbell, so having that player coach relationship, but now being in those meeting rooms now, like you know what I mean, being a director, a part of the student athlete development at Iowa State. What is it like now? I mean, obviously it should be a natural progression because you know what I mean, married, kids, family, the whole thing. But him being your coach, like, and now looking at him as a kind of, I mean, still the coach, but kind of as your peer now. Like, what's that like now?
No, it's been like weird, but it's been like fun for real. Because like for me, I look at Matt Campbell as like a father figure. But he's like 12 years older than me. So he's like a father figure. He's like a big brother.
Like a big bro, yeah.
He's like a friend, uncle, you know what I mean? So like he was like one of the first Coach Ginn was like one of those first guys of like father figure, husband,
Oh yeah, father figure for sure.
know how to do everything.
Mhm.
And then like to meet Campbell, same thing. Like
Same thing.
all great husband, great coach, care about everybody else, don't care about himself as much. He care about others more than himself. So it was like, man, like I would like to this day, like it's like 3 guys I would run through a wall for. Is Coach Ginn, Matt Campbell, and Mike Tomlin. Like I don't care whatever it is, we go line it up. I got y'all back. You know what I mean? So
Right.
for me to come work for him, it's like, man, like whatever you need me to do, I got you. And it's like I'm player development, so helping these guys, you know, get to class or create schedules,
Mhm.
how to transition from high school to college, and
Mhm.
you know that like for me, all I can do is go off my experience of like how I struggled and what I can do to help you guys transition
Exactly.
better. So
Exactly.
it's been great, man. And these guys are already like these guys are amazing. Like they already worked their butt off. They already
Mhm.
like self motivated. And
Right.
what I do is just add a little bit more to it. So whatever they need, you know, everybody different. You know what I mean? So
Right.
everybody come from different backgrounds, and I got a little bit of practice squad. I got a little bit of being a high recruit, not playing. I got a little bit of playing. I got a little bit of special teams, being a guy riding the bench. So it's like it's
Mhm.
a lot of different mentalities. Then being the guy and producing. So
Mhm.
expectations and
So you
all
can
this kind
provide
of
that. You can, like you're like a mentor in a way for all those guys, and can provide that valuable insight.
absolutely. And that's the biggest thing. Like I've always like 2 things in my life. I wanted to. I didn't like making it to NFL wasn't one of my goals. Like one of my goals
Mhm.
was just like to make a lot of money and take care of my community. And I
Mhm.
feel like I did that from a standpoint of like whenever I got some money, I donated it back to the Ville or inner city of Cleveland, or spending my time money in Frisco, Texas, with mentoring kids.
Mhm.
And then my other one was just to be a mentor. And
Mhm.
like I know this job title says player development of student athletes, but it's like I'm basically like a big mentor for these guys. And like
Right.
the game changed with these guys making money. So like just getting guys in front of them to talk about financial literacy, all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff that we
Yeah.
didn't even have growing up. You know what I mean? So just helping these
Right.
guys and make sure
Right.
they take care of their money so they can protect themselves later down the road.
Yeah. Expound on that real quick. I only got one more question. I know you got
No,
to
you
get out of
good.
here.
You good.
But expound on that a little bit, right? Like, man, it's so different now. And I mean, what is it like? Because some of these players are making 6 figures and
It's crazy.
damn near what the coaches are making. And I'm happy. I mean, obviously, I've always felt like they 10 years too late. I wish I would
No,
have
for
got a little bit of
sure.
that. But
I still be checking like, man, like
and
how
I'm
far
happy
y'all
for the
date these
guys
checks
now.
back?
But what do you see on a daily basis? Like, do you feel like the NIL money make guys less coachable? What are you saying? And then like, how do you mentor them as far as financial literacy, as far as how to structure themselves like a business, like make sure you pay taxes, like all that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, for sure. So, I wouldn't say they're less coachable because at the same time, like they don't want to mess their money up, but at the
Right.
same time, it's like you got to coach them different. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like
Right.
you can't like just back in the day, it was like you
Yeah.
get MF for this, you get
Right. Right.
nah, you got to talk to them now. Like
Right.
they grown up, so to whom much is given, much is required. So we just tell them like, hey, like you know what I mean, in the NFL that y'all want to be treated like pros, so we go treat you like pros. So like if
Exactly.
you show up late to something, you can possibly get fined or lose your money or something like
Right.
that. So like, and they're not saying that we do that, but like that's some of the mechanics of like this is a possibility. So like,
Right.
they do a good job of already just like taking care of their money, showing up on time. They do the right thing. So
Right.
we don't have many knuckleheads here at all. And the
Okay.
guys who are
Sweet.
knuckleheads, they're not even knuckleheads. They just don't know what they don't know yet.
Right. Right.
But
They got to learn.
for as far as like the financial literacy aspect, like I'm open floor. Like, so for me personally, I'm more of a numbers guy. So like you tell me, okay, if I got 80,000 and if I got to put down 20% of this, what does that look like? I don't like all that difference. Like I need you to break it down in a number standpoint. So I'm
Right.
more of a visual guy.
Mm-hmm.
But we bring in financial advisors.
Mm-hmm.
We go through real estate classes. We go through
Nice.
accountants and how to like how much to put away for taxes, how much you're going to
Right.
take away
How
for
to
taxes,
structure. Right. That's sweet.
investments accounts. So everybody's different. So some of these guys are just already finance majors and they already got like, okay,
So
I'm
they
gonna
already
work for
kind of
this
know.
firm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
Okay.
completely different. So
That's sweet, man.
yeah, and the biggest thing I'm trying to help these guys get that confidence of okay, like you already know what you want to do. So you come tell your peers what that look like. Even though they don't
Right.
got the funds, but they got a sense of okay, like I can have my money working in this Roth account, or I can put this percentage down, and then this how much it'll grow over the next year or so. So like these guys are smart, man. So any way I can help and enhance that, but these guys, they do things the right way. And they just care about one another. So that makes it a lot easier.
Sweet. Man, last question I always like to ask every person. What would you say is your after effect of your entire career? Like what were some of the most important lessons that you learned, that you still kind of instill in yourself every day when you go to work, and also like, instill in your kids and your family?
Nah, man, that's a great question. One, I mean, first off, I would say, man, like you got to believe in yourself, like no matter what, because it's you go through the ringer. I don't care how talented you are, how good you are. I don't care how bad you are. But if you believe you can, that's half the battle. And then like two, like you can really do whatever you really want to. I know it sounds so cliche, but like for me, I didn't like to make it to NFL. That was my goal, but it wasn't like my main goal. But like for me, it's like I didn't do anything. Like I wasn't waking up at 6 a.m. to hit the weights. I wasn't doing. It was more so like just trusting my process. Like if I got to be here, I'm gonna go to practice. I'm gonna work my butt off. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get my sleep. I go to some parties here and there, but for the most time, like if it's gonna affect my playing time or it's gonna affect my recovery time, I'm not doing it. So like I sacrifice from that standpoint, but like you just gotta work your butt off, man. And then like for me, like just the resiliency piece, like it don't matter wherever you are, if you're hurt, if you're not where you want to be at, you can always keep working and get where you want to go. Because like I've seen guys in the field, and not necessarily they don't belong there, but like they earn the right to be there. Like they working their butt off, they go work harder than you. And then I've seen guys who are ultra talented and they just didn't make it because they wasn't really willing to like listen and
no
like
work ethic.
No work ethic, and just like they thought they knew everything. So it's like if you made up of the right stuff and like you continue to like work on your character and just work your butt off and just like listen. Like, cause people don't be like, that's a undervalued like trait to have. It's just like listening. Just sit back, listen, and just learn from other people's mistakes. You know what I mean? Cause like as a coach, they don't want to keep telling you the same things over. So like they correcting one guy, they correcting the whole room. And then like once you learn that, like that could take you so much farther in life. And then like far as from football, like as a player, you can't really see it, but like it sets you up for life so much because like you used to like having 12 to 15-hour days. You used to having to work your way up from the bottom. You used to like being an underdog, or it's so many like life qualities you already learned, like mental toughness. Like life you can push yourself. So many life lessons. So I'm just truly thankful for like the brotherhood, starting from the Ville, like to even be on your podcast, man. This is dope, man. It's one of the best experience I done had because to watch you, you know what I mean, where you come from, what you overcame, and then just like you still doing it, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to get into this podcast space, but like I never took that step. But like
right.
To see you almost 100 episodes in, that's major, bro.
I know.
I
appreciate it, man. Yeah.
But it's just, man, I always want to get push the game forward, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Self-belief, man. I love that after effect, man. Self-belief, and you can do anything you put your mind to. But yeah, bro, that's all I had. I appreciate you joining. Since I started this thing, I've always tried to make sure eyes to eyes, I give guys flowers, man. So everything you've done, everything you've accomplished, like I alluded to earlier, literally seeing you come to our practices when you was like 13 years old, man, to see what you're doing now, bro. Like, and absolutely all the guys from Cleveland continuing to put on and advance their careers and just do great things and be great men in the community. And take care of their kids, take care of their family, man. So I just want to give you your flowers and show you that love, bro. While we both still here.
No, I appreciate you, bro, man. You always a big bro, and I appreciate you, man. I'll jump back on pod whenever you need it. We got a big game or something like that. So
yeah.
No, I appreciate you though, bro.
I know you're going for Iowa State this week, but I'm rocking with my Hawkeyes, man.
No, for sure. It's funny. It's so funny because like I'm like all my guys, like Micah, CK, Hitch.
Yeah.
Willie Lowe,
all Iowa guys.
All Iowa guys. So like like I used to
now you work in Ames.
Now I work, you know what I mean? I'm in it. So it's like I'm like, man, I don't want to get no bulletin board material, but I just know like I'm huge on rivalry. We from Ohio, so like that State Michigan game, that's number one for me. But like
Yeah.
Iowa State up there, Cleveland, Pittsburgh was up there, Green Bay, Chicago up there. So like I've been endured in these rivalries. Like shoot, Glenville,
like
Ignatius.
In the state of Iowa, because since there's no professional teams, like in the state of Iowa State is like this week is like the biggest week of the year. Like,
bro, it's only Monday, and I'm just like, yo, it's different.
Yeah.
Like even when I be in the airport and I have like an Iowa State hoodie on or a book bag, and they're like, "Go State," and I'm just like, I'll be forgetting they talking to me. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You still, I mean, and you knew there too. So the more years you there, you know, you'll get used to it. But yeah, man, the state of Iowa, like Iowa football, Iowa State football, it's like top tier. Now I can say, you know, Caitlin Clark definitely brought like the women's basketball thing up, you know, just in the whole state of Iowa. But when I was there, bro, Iowa State is like that's the week of the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't care where you go, it's posted, whatever the case may be. So,
everywhere,
and it's
everywhere.
It's like split. Like okay, like you either on this side or this side. It ain't I'm not playing no both sides. I'm
exactly.
So
man.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch these guys play. I know it'll be a dogfight. It'll be a 4-quarter game, no matter what the records are. So it's one of them ones though.
Oh yeah. Matt Campbell versus grandfather Kirk. Grandfather Kirk Ferentz. Yeah. All right, bro. But yeah, that's all I had, man. Appreciate you carving out the time, man. Best of luck this week, and best of luck, you know, in your new journey, man. I know you're gonna kill it, and you know, keep doing big things, bro. We be in touch.
No, I love you, bro, man. I appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. Love you too, man.
All right, dog.
So yeah, guys, man. Episode 92. I thought that was a great episode with Jayrone. You know, kind of like I alluded to, man. We go way back to, you know, from me seeing him as an 8th grader come up to our practices in high school to all the way now, you know, being the director of student athlete development at Iowa State University and carving out a 6-year NFL career, man. Just a wonderful conversation. If you are watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe to LeBron Daniel TV. If you are listening to this podcast, please subscribe to the After Effects show on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your pods. And to the next time.
Subscribe to LeBron Daniel TV. But you already knew that. Where we dig deep and find our hustle. And every single day, we are better than yesterday. Subscribe.